You're at a crowded dinner party, trying to engage in conversation with 4 very different people. One person is meticulous and logical, another is spontaneous and fun-loving, the third is empathetic and focused on emotions, and the fourth is structured and detail-oriented. Each of these individuals communicates in their unique way, and understanding their personalities can be the key to meaningful and harmonious interactions. Thomas Erikson, the author of book of today's episode entitled, Surrounded by Idiots, uses relatable examples like these to decode the complexities of human behavior, helping you navigate the challenges of dealing with people from diverse personality backgrounds with grace and insight. The book describes the differences between people and communication, and divides them into 4 styles, according to a system called DISA. D-I-S-A. D means dominance, represented by the red color. I, of influence, represented by the yellow color. S, the sign of submission, is represented by the color green. Finally, A. It is an abbreviation for analytical ability, and is represented by the color blue. Each of the 4 characters represents one style. But certainly our personality does not represent only one style, or to be precise, only 5% have only one color, but 80% of their personality is a mixture of 2 styles, and the rest is a mixture of 3 styles. The important thing that you should know is that there is no right style or wrong style, or one style is better than another. The style is just who you are, and whatever it is very acceptable. It is necessary for our patterns to differ. Well, why is it important to understand people's styles? Understanding people's patterns is important because every word you say will be interpreted according to the listener and their reference, preconceptions, which often leads to misunderstandings. You may say something and it's understood differently from what you meant, and you start saying things like, "Is everyone around me stupid? Are all people foolish? Can it be?" But here the author tells you, when you think of someone as a fool, think, is he really like that? Or did you fail to understand him? Your understanding of the people around you and their needs is a very important factor in achieving your goals more smoothly. Because you will be able to communicate with them more effectively, as you communicate with them in the best way from their perspective, not the best way from your perspective. Now let's understand the 4 personality types one by one. Red type, this is the angry or bold personality. The red person is a natural leader, ambitious, and driven. They have a high ability to influence, even if what they say is not true. They express their opinions without any flattery. If your work is bad, they will tell you, "What nonsense are you doing?" At the same time, they don't care about people's opinions of them. The red person is extremely competitive and can turn anything into a competition, even if it's just a game. Their focus is on results, and they are always busy and in a hurry to the extent that speed and performance equals efficiency for them. They are very decisive, and their opinions are always definitive. However, if they realize that there is a better opinion than theirs, they will change their mind immediately. Yellow type, this is the optimistic or fun-loving personality. They enjoy life, laugh, and remain positive even in the worst situations. They talk a lot and are the most entertaining persons at the gatherings. They are open and enjoy teamwork, considering relationships to be the most important thing. The yellow type is highly creative, thinks quickly, and is enthusiastic. Their ability to inspire others is very high, and they make decisions based on their intuition. They make quick and impulsive decisions based on their momentary feelings. If the blue type is very logical and analytical, the yellow type is the opposite, relying more on intuition and feelings. Green type, this is the most common personality type and can be considered balanced among all the other types. It represents calmness, patience, and simplicity. The green type doesn't like to draw attention to themselves and usually doesn't seek leadership unless asked to do so. They avoid conflict and confrontation, making them appear less effective because they are not as enthusiastic as red or yellow types and not as organized as the blue type. Green people are easy to deal with. You don't need to be formal or put on a show in front of them. They are very supportive and care about others, often putting others before themselves. They are excellent listeners and highly understanding, valuing relationships greatly and playing a vital role in teamwork. Blue type, you will find this person to be quiet but observant, analyzing and evaluating everyone around them. They highly value perfection and are organized and detail-oriented. They think logically and realistically to the point of being pessimistic at times. They are very cautious and somewhat introverted, only speaking when there is a need to. They always have the correct answers because they have already researched on Google, read the instructions manual, and consulted the dictionary. However, they don't boast about their knowledge. For them, quality is what matters, not necessarily the easiest or fastest way, but the highest quality way. Can you now tell me about the weaknesses of each personality type from this information? But before that, what if I told you that there are two types that do not see weaknesses in themselves at all, and they greatly exaggerate their strengths? Of course, the red and yellow types. As for the green and blue types, it's the opposite. They clearly see their weaknesses and may even deny their strengths. The weaknesses of the red type. They have no patience at all. Their approach in confrontation is direct and straightforward, which can be seen as aggressive by others. Sometimes, they become obsessed with control and need to ensure that everything goes their way because they believe they understand better than anyone else. They also tend to disregard emotions and relationships. It suffices for him that you are just fine, and nothing more. Now, the yellow personality type, their weaknesses include not letting anyone else speak, being a very poor listener, and being random and disorganized. They are not interested in details. They might come up with a good idea but often fail to follow through because they get easily distracted. Okay, what about the green type? This is hesitant and has no reaction, to the point where it's challenging to determine their stance. They are also routine-oriented and resistant to change, even when it's essential. This can make people perceive them as stubborn and uninterested. They wait for things to resolve themselves and don't take the initiative. They are content with maintaining stability, so why do they do something to disrupt them? This can sometimes kill the enthusiasm of others because they make any effort seem challenging. As for the blue personality type, their weaknesses include being hesitant, skeptical, and perfectionistic. Their obsession with details makes them very critical and slow, as they believe there's always something extra that can be done to improve their work. They are also reserved and not easily convinced. Now, let's address the most important question in this book. How do you adapt to each type and win them over to your side? And how can you minimize the impact of their weaknesses? I will tell you. With the red personality, be as quick as possible, be direct, and get straight to the point without introductions. Express your opinions confidently without hesitation and never undermine yourself in front of them, even if they get angry and shout. The worst thing you can do is to back down and let them treat you that way, because they will lose respect for you as they don't respect the weak. If you want to win them over, speak their language of gains and losses. For example, if you're trying to reduce their impulsiveness, give them examples of disasters caused by impulsive actions, and present the benefits of not rushing. If you want to help them relieve stress, make them engage in physical activities or competitive games. Now, if you're dealing with a yellow personality, provide a good and open environment without tension in relationships. You'll find them creative and productive. Avoid going into too many details because they tend to lose focus, and if you want them to make a decision, don't give them data tables. Instead, ask them about their feelings on the matter. Always communicate with them that if they do something, their popularity will increase, and they will be loved, and their relationships will grow. Also, bear in mind that they don't listen well, so make sure they repeat exactly what you asked for. If you're dealing with a green personality, provide them with a sense of security and the support they need. They fear change and the unknown, so accept that and address their fears. Don't put them in sudden situations. Take the lead and plan for them instead of the green person. Explain every step to them. Be gentle when providing negative feedback because they can be psychologically affected by criticism. Make sure they know that what you say is in their interest and the interest of everyone. Always approach them emotionally because that's what matters to them the most. The green type is the only one that doesn't express their anger, and they bottle it up until it explodes at once, so let them release some of their anger naturally by asking for their opinion and providing a safe space for expression. Okay, what about the blue personality? How do you adapt to them? Make sure you understand the subject you're going to talk to them about. If you don't know something, say, "I don't know," because they will discover it, and they will lose respect for you if you pretend. Remember that there is no substitute for quality for them. If you want to convince them of something, work on providing information, facts, and evidence only. Speaking with emotions will be futile for them. At the same time, remind them that they should consider the feelings of others and not be critical all the time. Set a time for them to complete the task because they might spend forever on it. If you want to help them relieve stress, give them space, time, and privacy. But there's a crucial note the author mentions: this system of personality types is just a tool. In reality, no one fits perfectly into one type, and that people are not scales. This is merely a way to help you adjust your frequency to match that of others, facilitating more effective communication. I hope you've identified your personality colors and found this information helpful. Share your types in the comments and subscribe to the channel for more information. Thank you, dear reader, for your valuable time, and see you later.